Two private investigators just visited a place I used to live in search of me, and they were coming to ask me whether or not I've been paid to talk about P. Diddy and his connection to other celebrities on my show. Now, luckily, the person I used to live with called me on the phone so I could talk to these guys. They did not immediately disclose that they were private investigators. I had to coax that out of them through being quite hostile to them throughout the conversation. But they kept bringing up my content that I made in regard to P. Diddy and his connection to other celebrities. They would not say who they were working for and who had hired them to come and travel around to these different influencers. But they did say that they would be going to multiple influencers who are talking about these stories to figure out whether or not they're being paid by a specific entity to share them. Now, I am definitely not paid to talk about what I talk about on my channel, but they said not only would they pay me to disclose who I was being paid by, but they would pay me more than whatever I was getting to share the opposite story. I don't know who these guys were. I don't even know if they were telling the truth, but they did say there were 10 other influencers that they were going to be visiting. So I'm putting this out there in case this happens to anybody else. And I will be going more in depth as to what happened on my show today in case you want any further information. But this is very, very strange.
Well, this channel here isn't even, on the radar, right? Nah, man, that's very unfortunate. I think that's, detrimental for journalists and independent, news media to be able to, for them to be able to do something like that. Reporting on the news, reporting on everything that's coming out, and then to be approached by private investigators to somehow coerce you or pay you even more. They're willing to pay you even more to just talk about the opposite of what you're discovering. Sounds suspicious to me. And Amala, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name correctly. Been a follower of her for a while, but salute to you. Thank you for putting this out here for the people to see. Now, we do have video footage of the private investigators who visited an influencer about Diddy. But before we dive into that, I want to show you guys this field reporter, Elizabeth Maliner, details Diddy's demeanor during his emergency hearing that he had today and reveals that Diddy appeared confident, smiling, and very joyful. Check it out.
So I actually got into the courthouse, I should say, around 2:15, and thank goodness I did, because it really paid off, because it was kind of stacked as far as a lot of press trying to get inside that hearing. And I was very lucky to be able to sit inside the gallery, because a lot of journalists were worried that they weren't even going to be able to make it into the hearing. The hearing was on a completely different floor than it was last time, in a lot smaller of a courtroom, and really lucked out being able to sit in the gallery kind of on the right side, just like I was sitting last hearing in October. But a big difference in this hearing compared to last is Diddy's family wasn't even inside the courtroom. They didn't appear inside court today, likely because this was an emergency hearing and we just got notification of it literally yesterday. So no sign of his sons, no signs of his daughters, no signs of his mother inside that courtroom hearing. But one thing that, and I guess I should say, it doesn't really surprise me as much anymore, but it is Diddy's demeanor. I was expecting, because his family wasn't here, for him to be a little more somber, a little more defeated in a way, but that is not Diddy. Literally, his motto, besides being a bad boy for life, is can't stop, won't stop, and you cannot stop that confidence that he has when he appears inside the courtroom. I was very surprised to see that he had come inside. He had kind of smiled at the gallery. I felt in a way he even made eye contact with me, which was very kind of bizarre in a way, but at the same time, he was just appearing as that confident Sean Diddy Combs that we have seen plenty of times in the images, of course, in the stories that we have covered prior. And again, he was an enamored figure once ago, but you would think that being about to be on trial for sex trafficking charges, that he would feel defeated. Being in a detention center for the last 2 months, he would feel defeated, but that was not the case. He appeared very jovial. He was very very focused, in the sense of when the defense was making their arguments to the judge, Combs was sitting at the defense table, nodding his head along. He was taking notes. He was passing notes to his defense attorneys. But then at the same time, you could also tell, going back to when he had first come inside that courtroom, was that I think he recognizes that a lot of people are watching him. There's never going to be a moment out of our mouths that we say Sean Combs looked defeated, because again, all eyes are on him. So he's going to make sure everyone is aware that he is in upper or higher spirits, I should say, as he's kind of battling this very heavy court case. But again, when he was inside that courtroom, he was very laser focused. He was, when the judge was asking about the notes and the whole debacle that was going on about that, Combs appeared very adamant that these were legal notes that were taken. They did violate attorney-client privilege. But again, you know, what else are we expecting from a man other than Sean Diddy Combs?
Now, it could be because he didn't do nothing wrong and, you know, he knows he's finna get off, or it could just be because he's a narcissist and he's a man who has no remorse. That's what the comment section is saying. He probably thinks Trump is gonna pardon him, is what somebody else wrote. I don't think that's gonna happen. 10-man group shower before the court hearing, LOL. What? No matter what happens to him, he's still got many millions to sustain him. Someone says, can't stop, won't stop. Somebody said, taking the YNW Melly route. Wow. Yeah, the comment section, but hey, Ruthless, they ain't holding nothing back. Now, I told y'all we're gonna get back to the private investigators, but Diddy got a win in court today, apparently. Yeah, check it out.
So the feds raided Diddy's jail cell, and they ended up taking pictures of notes that he was writing that was like personal stuff that was him trying to dig up dirt on all of the witnesses, which is not illegal. And they had an emergency court hearing today to be able to talk about it, and the defense claimed that they had no right to search his stuff. You don't have to have a warrant to search stuff in jail, though. The issue is they were arguing that a lot of these things that they took the pictures of were covered by attorney-client privilege. And as much as I hate to say it, man, they weren't wrong. And so the judge ordered that they destroy all of that evidence. Look, I hate Diddy more than you do. I promise. I can guarantee you that. But look at it this way. If you or I were facing a case and there were witnesses against us, probably one of the only things we could do to defend ourselves is try to discredit them. And that's what he's been trying to do with this stuff. However, his dumbass has been on that prison phone that tells you we're recording this call, and he's been trying to intimidate witnesses, get other people to intimidate witnesses, and doing a whole bunch of stuff that's witness tampering and obstructing justice. Those are crimes. And there's no attorney-client privilege or search warrant needed for that. So he cooked himself out, and he probably is going to get any inmate that let them use their identity for those phone calls, and anyone that he got to participate on the other end of those calls, some charges too. I mean, quite honestly, they could hook up every single person that was involved in this situation with federal conspiracy charges, and they could do a long time in prison for that one, homie. But it all really depends on what they have documented on that call, so I guess we're gonna have to see if they come out with some new charges on this. I will keep you updated, and let me know what y'all think about this down there in the comments.
Huge shout out to JD Delay 5150 on X. Make sure y'all go follow him. I just made sure I hit that follow button. Somebody said in the comment section, Randy Savage on X. Man, well, I'm glad he put this in perspective for me. So apparently Diddy was in that cell, you know, over there snitching. But I'm gonna get you in trouble. I'm about to get you in trouble. I remember what you took from me when I remember he was getting all that together, and the feds apparently raided it and attempted to, well, they did take photos and all that, but attempted to use it as evidence against Diddy. But they ain't gonna be able to use that according to, attorney-client privilege. But he's not gonna be able to get out of trying to coerce people, witnesses, and witness tampering and things of that nature. And if they got him on the phone doing all that, yeah, come on, Diddy, I thought you was nah, he ain't smarter than that. But anyhow, let's go back to the whole private investigators who visited an influencer about Diddy. Let's go ahead and dissect this clip real quick, y'all.
So you guys are private investigators who have come to my private home asking about influencers? This is very uncomfortable, you guys.
I don't know why. I'll explain.
No, you're at my home.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to us then?
Have I broken some law?
Absolutely not.
And you have the thin blue. This is frightening. I think. Can you guys step away from my home?
Well, we're in a public street, so the answer is no. But we're not trying to give you a hard time.
Why are you here? What do you mean? You're showing up at my house.
We're very nice and respectful, and we will be. I just have two quick questions for you, and if you want to be interested in it, great. If not, I'll have a nice day. We're not.
What is this? This is odd.
So
you have to admit this is very weird.
It always is, and people always ask us the same question. I'm happy to explain it to you. So
what?
Very simply, we were just hired to speak to a few people that do, have a lot of followers, stuff like that, on different platforms.
What is this about the Diddy stuff I report on?
Somewhat, yes. Not necessarily Diddy stuff, but people are involved and just stuff like that. So basically, a very simple question is are you paid to influence that's stories like that in any direction?
No, not at all.
No. I mean, no. You want to throw me some money to report on the truth? Psh, I'll take it. Hey, man, we need you to report the truth on Diddy. Cool. I'll pay you da-da-da. Cool. Now, somebody say, I'll pay you such and such to lie on Diddy. No. It's not what I do. We have integrity here, man, when we're reporting to the people. It's all about the truth. And I'm saying all that, but no, I don't get paid to report on Diddy. I get paid from reporting on whatever I report on, obviously, because as I've been put onto the video. But nobody's saying, here's some money for you. You report on Diddy doing everything no, that's not happening, bro. We're all looking at it in real time and just reporting on it. Like,
that's all we wanted to know. Because if the company is, they're looking into people who are.
Are you guys gonna pay me for this visit? Like, this is frightening.
So,
like, I'm super. You have to admit, if I came to your house, and like, I thought this was a joke. I thought I have a friend coming over business right now. Like, this is extremely weird for me. I have 100,000 followers. I'm not making any money.
That's one of the reasons why we're here, and that's the question that we're asking. If someone contacts you, say, in the last 6 months and is paying you to influence in a certain way.
No.
Either one way.
Is it illegal if somebody would have?
So the answer is no.
Okay, I wish somebody would have. I'd love to be making real money off this.
Let me talk for 2 seconds. I'll explain to try to make you feel better.
I mean, this is terrifying.
Very simply, if somebody was paying you,
right?
The company we work for, just asking that question,
right?
If somebody was, they would just be willing to possibly offer you money to know who and see what's going on.
Well, they're paying me $1 million. Will you guys give me $2 million? I'm joking, but seriously, this is very odd. You guys came to my house. It makes me feel slightly good that maybe I'm getting some notoriety for this, but this is crazy.
So again, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So apparently there's tons of things influencing going around.
Okay.
A huge percentage of it is all bots, not real.
Interesting. No, I'm real. Anything I report on about Diddy is coming from what other influencers, what news articles, and I'm a comedian. I put my spin on it, but nobody is paying me to do that.
I've seen it and I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's very simple that if it was the fact that somebody was paying you.
Right.
People who were getting some negative, talk,
would be interested in
finding that out and possibly going action either against that person,
right?
Or
am I at any danger for doing this?
Zero. The only time you would ever have any liability is if you said, "I know for a fact this person raped it."
No, no. All of I'm satire. I'm a comedian.
And you know, say allegedly.
I always say, wow. I'm shocked that this is. I've never had fans come visit me. I'm just filming you guys because it's freaked me out.
Again, I'll tell you why. Because everything you do is real. And so many things are just bots.
Right.
So we got a list of about 15 people.
Interesting.
That only post themselves.
Wow.
And we're just trying to find out if people are paying for the story to be pushed.
Then why can't you contact them? Like, why can't you send an email? Like, why can't you send a DM on multiple platforms? Like, why resort to this? Why can't you make a video on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Spend some ad money on to make it get her circulate. We would have found it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pulling up to somebody's home to ask them this, bro? No, that's completely out of pocket. No.
Okay.
I'm not an influencer whatsoever.
Right.
Guess what? Me and my friends talk about once in a while.
Right.
Right,
and I understand I'm not looking to spread misinformation, and TikTok docks you very quickly. If I've had videos that are like, oh, that sounds threatening or this and that, but, well, can I get your guys' information just so if I have something that comes up, I can contact you guys?
So to be honest, like,
no,
we can't give out a company because they don't want to be linked to anybody.
Got it.
My name is Robert James.
Okay, Robert.
Peter Deegan.
Okay, cool. This is crazy.
Agreed. And again, we were going to sit out here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's my cat Crunchy. I hope my wife is impressed. I mean, I just hope I'm trying to be a successful comedian. I would love, but it is freaky that you guys like come to my back door. This is kind of crazy.
I don't know where the front door is.
I mean, I know, but even in my house, even though you guys are able to just find me is crazy. I mean, I guess it's not.
Well, just Google anybody's name.
I guess I just didn't expect anybody was looking for me at all. So.
No, that's all. So
okay.
So apparently doing something right because you're getting at least.
Yeah, because you guys are visiting me. I wish you were two hot ladies visiting me. No, you guys are pretty yourselves.
I apologize.
Okay, well, thank you guys very much for. Is that it?
That's all.
All right.
If you're like so and so's paying me.
Oh right.
Money, we can talk.
No, and I'm also too. I'm a truth seeker, so I couldn't be paid off to have somebody having me You know, it depends how much money, I guess, my wife, you know, yeah.
The last people you talk to,
Uh-huh.
everybody's just doing what they want. It's they do it because they love it. They
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And honestly, it's getting people to pay attention. So on TikTok, if people are paying attention, if I'm doing I did a no Diddy music video. Nobody cared about that. But if I get on and talk about
I heard
something.
you saying, not bad.
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
Beyonce wants this jelly or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, okay. I appreciate you guys coming by. This is odd, but maybe I'm on to something.
Again,
Okay.
if you are getting paid, then
Yeah.
maybe
We just want
could
to know
have,
by
had
who,
more
and
of
if
a
it was
conversation.
Interesting.
against our client,
Interesting.
they would look to pay for you.
Okay.
That's all. Very
Interesting.
simple.
Well, contact me again if there's some real money to be made because I need to make it. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. This is crazy. Take care. No, it's okay. It's okay.
They was doing a horrible job with their line of questioning. You know, first of all, in that scenario, I would have definitely called the cops. Look, I ain't even a cop caller, you feel me? Unless it's something that warrants it. But yeah, like, I got private investigators here, you know what I'm saying? They questioning me, didn't even ask me my name. I don't even think they asked him his name. Yeah, they did. I'm sorry. They didn't, he should have asked, well, he did get their names. And then I would have asked them who paid y'all to visit me. But they obviously didn't want to answer that. I will call the police and report that immediately. The people, we definitely, I'm looking at the comment section. We definitely want the Diddy files. Okay. We want the Epstein files as well. They are hired to harass people. But you can't be hired to cover a story. Got it. Somebody wrote, whatever did we do in the old days when reporters were paid by the outlets at which they worked? Yeah, man, these men aren't here for one drop of information. Strictly intimidation. They're probably, I'm reading, of course, they probably even know that these videos will go viral so that it will scare other people who are wanting to speak out. My first question would be, who do you work for? If they can answer that, we are done. Definitely.